Okay, and welcome to another episode of I'm a Black Woman. Yes, I Matter. Along with the Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust, we are highlighting and celebrating Black women founded, owned, led businesses here in South Florida. With me today is Phyllis W. Simpkins. Phyllis, thank you so much for being here.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. And so you are the founder of Majestic Visions as well as Majestic's Youth and Arts Academy. Can you talk to us a little bit about what those organizations are about?
Well, let me start with Majestic Youth and Arts Academy. Majestic Youth and Arts Academy was designed to be a program put in place to educate our youth ages 7 to 21 about the cultural arts. Um, I decided that it was so much of children getting in trouble and youth getting in trouble at a point in our community that if we use things like cultural arts to be a deterrent, uh, to get them to channel that negative energy to a positive and start learning about the culture of not just African American people, but people as a whole. I figured that that would be a good form of getting them prepared to be um, diverse in a community that we live in and be a positive impact in the community versus a negative impact. So Majestic Visions, uh, okay, and Majestic Visions was created to be a business that provided services to the community and people that fell in hard economic um, disadvantages, disadvantaged areas in our community. Um, Majestic Visions offers the services of lawn and lawn and landscape and maintenance, and it also offers now um, event planning. And I'm working on a third project right now, and that third project again is all about the people and trying to help the community and help people be a positive in the community. My future project I'm working on is creating a group home for young men coming out of foster care.
I love that. And so you talked about several different businesses and several different projects underneath the business. Why is it important for you to have started two separate companies and to have, several ways of helping out the community?
I figured that sometimes in life, um, when we decide that we want to do something that's going to leave a legacy behind, we start off in an area that, hey, it's something that we want to do, but it may not be exactly what you need to be doing.
Mm.
And the 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 program for the children, I've been active in the community as an advocate working with children since 1995. Believe it or not, I'm not afraid to tell people the truth. But I found that I love that. And people always said to me, "Do you know what your purpose in life is?" And I didn't know at first. I really didn't. I've been doing I've been doing a lot of things. Only thing I knew that deep down in my heart, I had a compassion for youth, which are children, and elderly and helping people.
Mm.
Um, and once I managed to get everything in the right perspective and get that blueprint on what I really need to be doing, then I figured out what my purpose was going to be. Helping people, impacting people's lives, and being leaving behind a legacy where it could carry on and on and on.
Legacy building is so important and it's so key. I'm curious about the name Majestic. Why did you choose that as the name of your companies and organizations?
Well, I did some research, and people put certain type of names to their businesses for various reasons. but I wanted to put a name behind my businesses that really meant something. So Majestic for Majestic Visions and Majestic Youth and Arts Academy. And I almost got figured out that it may be also a Majestic Youth boys home.
Mm.
Mean the word majestic means the beauty of something. So it's the beauty of me wanting to help people, to impact my community, to make a difference when it comes to people's lives and leave behind a legacy. It's all about the beauty of.
I love that. So I know that you are, I don't know, recently retired or retired, somewhat recently. And so, how did you make the transition from full time employment, retirement to now full time entrepreneur?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. And this is the truth of the matter. Um, I'm gonna tell you a little story, right quick. When I was deciding what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, I wanted a career and not a job. I was a single mother of three. I was not getting the cooperation from baby daddies. It was baby daddy drama. It was, I can't find a babysitter. And I started saying to myself, you know what? I'm going to have to make a serious change here. And when I made that change, I decided that I wanted to do something again to help people, a lot of people. It didn't matter of their ethnic background, but I just wanted to help people. So my mother said, why don't you go to school and become a nurse? Nurses help people. And I had said, no, I want to be a police officer. I've always wanted to be a police officer since a little girl in elementary. But I used to always say, I want to be officer friendly. So officer friendly is, what I dreamed of being. But in life, in my journey, my life took a couple of turns, and I realized that, you know what, I did I did working in um attorney offices, I did working in employment agencies. I did a few jobs. I worked for the summer youth program many summers, and the people wanted to hire me permanently, but I left the state of Florida because I was married to a military person and traveled the military life. When I came back here, I decided that, you know what, I need a job. So I went to corrections. I was there for only 2 years. I realized this is not for me. So I had to do something a little different. So what I did is I went on and I applied to be a police officer, a probation officer. I applied for everything that I knew that my record would allow me to apply for because I hadn't been a bad girl. I was just a little good girl. So that made my record pretty much clean. So when I went home and I told my mother, I said, you know what? I decided to do something and I'm going to work with a lot of people and I'm going to impact a lot of people's lives and everything. So my mother said, what was that? What is that? I said, I'm going to become a firefighter. My mother said, a firefighter? Why would you do something like that? she was, she was, she was like, oh my God, I told you not to become a police officer because that would become the death of me. She said, then you turn around and told you want to be a firefighter. But you know what? Again, my life, I'm an adventurous woman. I got what I asked for. I prayed and I asked God to give me something that would not be a boring career for me, something that would impact a lot of people's lives, like I have been doing for over the 25 plus years as a volunteer or a public servant, paid public servant. You understand? But my days of a firefighter was beautiful to me. I met some beautiful people along the way. I got to a point where I was driving the biggest fire trucks in the fire department. When people saw me, they did a double take, and it wasn't because I was in stiletto high heels. It was because I was driving a big truck with fuchsia lipstick on. So it was a beautiful experience. But like most things, when I got to a point where I knew that it was time for me to say bye, all my years of working as a firefighter, I did work in the summer and I did run my youth cultural arts program, still being a public servant to children in the community. So I was one of those ladies that people say, boy, you wear a lot of hats. I say, yeah, I take off my church hat, I hang it up Then I go to the program and I put on my baseball cap. And then when I leave there, I have to go put on another cap because I'm gonna catch me a nice little concert somewhere because I need to just wind down a little bit because I be on something else other. And that's just pretty much how things have been for me. And like I said, when you put in your spirit that you ask God for something and He start opening doors for you and making things happen for you, you got to step into your blessing. You got to step into that calling, and you got to step into that purpose. And that's why I am doing what I'm doing. That's why my businesses are going to provide these services to people that much need them, and it's going to do what I intended it to do, to leave a legacy. So people say, hey, that program that ex firefighter started, that thing is off the chain. It is doing some things that's really making a difference.
That's amazing. Awesome. And so positive. But I know, as any journey, you got your highs, you've got some challenges as you're going along. And I know you
Yes.
had alluded to me in some previous conversations that the pandemic was a bit of a challenge. Can you talk a little bit about that and how you continue to find the fortitude to continue with your mission?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. My mother passed away right before the pandemic, and I'm gonna tell the world it really shut me down. Excuse me. I, because I'm human, deals with trying to stay balanced, to know that, hey, mom is in heaven looking down on me saying, keep going, daughter, keep going. Um my youth program, it was pretty much put at a halt as well because people had shut down everything. There was no people interacting. People were not sending their kids nowhere to be connected to nothing. I don't care what you was offering. And my lawn service has literally been sitting down for about 5 years because when mom took sick, I was still working as a firefighter, and we spent countless hours at the hospital, countless hours with emergency situations. And me and my father, who is close to 80, believe it or not, we ran that lawn service. It should have been named Father and Daughter instead of Majestic Vision. But we put everything on hold because there was so many challenges with mom, with COVID, with not having enough money, not getting the people not staying, you paying them for the week, they disappear, and we just shut everything down. I decided this year that I need to get these things back up and going because every time I pay my taxes, if I made $1 million versus $2,000, when I pay my taxes, my accountants say, listen, I know that things have really put people businesses out of business, but you still have your business and you need to get things back up. You need to dust the dust off, get everything back up on and start getting funding, start going to the workshops, get your business up and start putting the energy back into it so the business can start making some money.
This is important because everyone sees on like social media like how successful entrepreneurs are, but there's a journey, right?
It
And
is.
there's moments where we might be thinking to ourselves, why are we doing this? We're humans. You said life keeps on lifing, things happen to us, and we have
Right.
to deal with those things. But when you are passionate about the work and you feel that you've been called, I know you said that you found your purpose and you've been
Yes.
called to do this
Yes.
work. And so when you are called, you must heed that call, right? And
That's
so,
absolutely true. Because I mean,
yeah,
I go to bed at night, and I go to bed at night, and I'm telling you, my mind it's supposed to go pause, stop, and relax. My mind in my sleep be saying, listen, we got to get the license. We got to get out there to the workforce. We got to figure out how we're going to find a house. My mind is it's just going and going. And when you're driven for success, that's how the mind gets sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I choose not to have 2 and 3 cups of coffees because I tell my friends all the time, I be so motivated and so excited about seeing this thing come to its full potential that I would be up on top of somebody's business trying to land an airplane, and they like, what? I said, oh yeah. I said, because I mean, you know, you could think about the things you would like to do, but I'm not a procrastinator. I'm one of those people that if I get out there and I make up my mind I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. If I fail at it once, I'm gonna go back and try it again. If I fail at it twice, I'm gonna tell myself, you know what, a little bit more work. Let me encourage me, Father. I need some more help here. You
Mm.
know, and I just keep going until I get it right. And that's how God has created me. And people that sit and talk with me, they always say, you know what, you done motivated me to start back cooking. I'm gonna start selling my dinners again. You done motivated me to say, you know what, maybe you're right. I do need to put that old truck down and get a new truck so I can start doing this and doing that. But again, I was told long ago, in the business world, you're going to have some wins, you're going to have some losers. You're going to have some good days, you're going to have some bad days. But you should never allow your bad days to discourage you for knowing that a good day is coming around the corner.
That's so true.
Yes.
And so you have poured into your community, it sounds like, for a lifetime, and have done so much work, so much impactful work. But how do you take care of you, Phyllis? How do you put yourself first?
Listen, I don't know. I could tell everybody. I know I need therapy sometimes. I need somebody to sit down and say, "Girl, here. Let's go get our nails done and sit you down because you just be on something else. I don't know what you be on, you know." But um, I check out. When I tell you I check out, I'm a grandmother of 8, and I
Wow.
thank God for that. And I have 3 grown children. When I get to a point where I just feel like, you know what, that's it. I'm about to tell Dad I need you to come watch my fish, because I got fish, my pets, and watch my dog. And I'm gonna pack my little getaway bag, and I'm going to Orlando, and I'm gonna go and chill with my grandkids for a little while.
Mm.
And I regroup. I regroup. And in the process of me regrouping, I have to tell myself, that's it. Time out. You gotta take a trip. You gotta go get your nails done. You gotta come back and get your feet done, or get both of them done at the same time. But you need to go sit down in a little corner, have your nice little cup of coffee, take your little book and write your little notes. But guess what? You gotta come to a point where you say, time out. Time out. I've been stressing, I've been pushing, I've been stressing and pushing. I got to do time out. I got to take time out for me. And that's how people get burned out. And I learned that in the fire department, that if I keep going full speed and throttle, I'm going to mess around and bust. Look, some of my engine parts may start jumping off.
I love that.
So
Well, I love that you say self time out. It's time to go into
oh, you,
time out.
you you have to. You
Yeah.
have to, because if you're trying to run a business and the roof cave in and the people not coming to work, you got people working for you and you're not being able to see the business moving forward. You seeing it taking big steps backwards. That's enough to have you laid on somebody's chair saying, I just need something to get me to sleep, to help me with anxiety and all this here stuff that I feel like we self induce to ourselves, because we just don't stop at some point and say, guess what? Time out. Me and the girls got to go to Jamaica or something.
I know
We
that's
look, we got to go to Jamaica. We got to go to Dubai. We got to go to the Bahamas. We got to go somewhere. At least I give myself 6 days.
I
Let me
love it.
take 6 days. When I come back, I'll be a new person. I'll be ready to deal with this all over again.
That's great. Phyllis, thank you so much for being on the show. Can you tell the folks again where people can find you, if they want to keep in contact, if they want to donate, if they want to support in some kind of way?
Yes. Well, right now I'm working on a few things. I'm working on having me a new website, my own email address, and that's Phyllis Simpkins, the number 64 at gmail.com. And then I have Majestic Visions at yahoo.com. And those are active email accounts. Like I was saying just a moment ago, I'm working on my website. I'm working on getting some things up and going because I've been like in slow motion back here, but I am getting all my resources in place. I'm getting the business up so it could be on all social media areas where people could reach me and a contact number for me. Can I put that out there as well?
Yes,
That
please.
number would that number would be 786-443-3277. Again, that number is 786-443-3277. And if anybody out there that has any of these here special skills and expertise as far as websites and uh, all those social media um, skills, please get at me. I would love to support your business and helping my business. And hey, it would definitely be a win-win for you and a win-win for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Phyllis. Really appreciate it. And again, thank you to the Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust, who has partnered with us here at I'm a Black Woman, Yes, I Matter, to celebrate and highlight Black women-owned, led, and founded businesses here in South Florida. Thank you all again. I really appreciate it. Until next time, peace.